friends, welcome back in today's lecture. I am Dr. Milind Meshram, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nashik. In the previous lecture, we have seen the 1,1 carbon-carbon disconnection. Alright. So, in one of the previous lecture, we have seen the retrosynthetic analysis for fruity peony perfume. Alright. So, in that retrosynthetic analysis, in that particular target molecule, there were 3 possible disconnections. Alright. So, let's have its structure. This is the target molecule. So, when you look at this molecule, you will observe there is a presence of tertiary alcohol. Okay. So, in this molecule, there are 3 possible disconnections. Alright. There are 3 possible disconnections. Let's say, let's draw this retrosynthetic arrow. Let's say this is the A, okay, this one B, and this one C disconnections. So let us say this is the A disconnections, 1,1 carbon-carbon disconnection. So we could get this chemical equivalent. So I will write directly this chemical equivalent. Alright. Then other could be this ketone. Then we have this B cleavage. Let's say B, 1,1 carbon-carbon disconnection. So we could get this ketone plus ethyl magnesium bromide, Grignard reagent. Then this C disconnection, we could get these 2 reagents, ketone and this methyl magnesium bromide. So there are 3 possible disconnections. Okay, A, B, C. When you cleave this bond, carbon-carbon bond, let's say this is the A cleavage, it gives the 2 chemical equivalent, that is Grignard reagent and this ketone. Then after having this cleavage, so we could get this ketone and ethyl magnesium bromide, and C cleavage gives us this ketone and methyl magnesium bromide. But we have seen this B, so we have seen this B cleavage is the better route. Okay, why it is so? Because when you cleave this bond B, so we are getting this precursor. So this precursor can be further disconnected. So it can be obtained from benzaldehyd plus acetone. Alright. So So this is the readily available starting material. Readily available starting material and not expensive. Okay. So why did we choose that route? Because this precursor, the starting material, can be obtained by from readily available starting material. That means this route is better than others. 3 routes are available for this particular tertiary alcohol, but B route is a better route. Alright. So that means our retrosynthetic analysis, when you do retrosynthetic analysis, so we should think about this starting material, readily available starting materials. So there are various available starting materials. So in general, the compound which is having 6 carbon atoms and 1 functional group, for example, alcohol, aldehyde, acid, amine and alkyl halides, are these starting materials usually available. Okay. So this is not so true, because when you have the molecule is highly branched, okay, so in that case, so up to 8 carbons with 1 functional group are also available, and 2 functional group compounds are also available. So let's see those starting materials. Two functional group containing starting materials, for example, acetoacetate, malonites, acrylates. All right. Available starting materials. So first of all, we have this acetate, one 3-dicarbonyl compounds. Okay. So this R could be hydrogen, methyl or ethyl. Then we have malonites. So here we have this malonate derivatives. For example, this R would be hydrogen, methyl or ethyl. Acrylate, this acrylate, we have this cyano derivative, this aldehyde derivative. Okay. So this R could be this R B acrylates, or this R is equal to M, then methacrylate. Okay. So this difunctional containing starting material also available. All right. So let us have the donor acceptor synthons. So we have already made to these synthons. For example, A1, A2, acceptor synthon. So we already made to the various synthon so far. Okay. For example, we have seen the synthon A2. Okay, that is equivalent to epoxide. Then one of the synthon was A3, that is equivalent to alpha beta unsaturated compound, that is Michael acceptor. So recently we have seen the A1 synthon. Okay, A1 synthon. So this is the acceptor synthon. Okay, this A1 synthon. Okay, so this synthon, when you have so this is the A1 synthon. So here the position of this charge is present where the functional group is present. Okay, so that means the active site where the functional group is present. So that means this is the A1 synthon. Okay, and this is equivalent to this ketone. Okay, suppose we have this kind of synthon, then it's equivalent to aldehyde. Alright, then we are seeing the A2 synthon. A2 synthon. Okay, for example, this positive charge is present at the second carbon. Okay, with respect to this functional group. Okay, this is the 1 and this is 2. 1, 2. So that means this polarized carbon, this charged carbon is at second carbon. Okay, with respect to this functional group. So that means this is the acceptor but A2 synthon. Okay, this A1 and A2 are acceptors. Acceptor synthon. Okay, and this equivalent to epoxide. Okay, this is the carbonate compound. This is epoxide. So we have one more synthon, that is A3 synthon. Okay, for example, this one A3 synthon. So this plus charge is at third carbon. Okay, charge is present at third carbon with respect to functional groups. That means it becomes A3 acceptor. Okay, A3 synthon. So it is equivalent to alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. So this is Michael acceptor. Alright, so this is also acceptor synthon. So one more synthon. So we can write D2 synthon. to this carbonyl, so it becomes D2 synthon, and it is equivalent to enolate or okay, it is equivalent to enolate. Okay, so like this. Enolate or enolate equivalent. Alright, so this is the D2 synthon. D2, this is A3, and this is A2, and this is A1. Okay. So these are the synthons we can classify based on its charge with respect to with relative to this functional group. All right. So let us have this another topic, that is two group disconnection. So we already have seen two group disconnections, but in this case we are going to see the two group disconnection with 1,3 difunctionalized compounds. So now we will discuss the two group disconnection where we will see 1,3 difunctionalized compounds. So we know the Aldol reactions. Aldol reactions is very important in the organic synthesis, because in this aldol molecule there is a presence of 1,3 difunctional functional group relationship. All right. So two group disconnection. Difunctionalized compounds. 1,3 difunctionalized compounds. So we know the Aldol reactions where the carbonyl groups converted. Okay, carbonyl compounds get converted into aldol, that is beta hydroxy ketone. All right. So when we have this acetone, the treatment of this acetone with base, it generates this enolate. All right. Then it reacts with another molecule of this carbonyl compound. For example, this acetone, okay, to get this beta hydroxy, to get this aldol, beta hydroxy carbonyl compounds. So in this there is a 1,3 difunctional group relationship. All right. So we in this aldol molecule you will observe 1,3 difunctional group relationship. Okay. So when you think about this, whenever you find the 1,3 relationship in the target molecule, so it will be so you should think about the aldol. Okay. So if you consider the retrosynthetic analysis for this particular aldol, for example, the retrosynthetic analysis okay. So when you observe this beta hydroxyketone which is in 1,3 relationship, so we should think about 1,3 okay, 1,3 is carbon carbon cleavage okay, isn't it? So we should think about this one. So we can get this donor. So this would be D2 synthol plus is A1 synthol. So when you cleave this bond in 1,3 disconnection, so we could get this D2 synthol. We could get this D2 synthol and A1 synthol. So this is equivalent to enolate and this is equivalent to ketone. Okay, this is equivalent to ketone and this is equivalent to enolate. All right. So in this aldol you will observe this 1,3 difunctional group disconnection. Okay. So let us have this. Let us have the example which involves the 1,3 difunctional group. 1,3 difunctional group disconnections. So let us see retrosynthesis for gingerol. Retrosynthetic analysis for gingerol. All right. So let us this is our target molecule, gingerol. When you look at this molecule, you will spot this presence of 1,3 difunctional compound, that is aldol. Okay, so it's obvious disconnection. So let's put retrosynthetic arrow. Okay. To break this bond is 1, 2, 3, 1,3 disconnection, carbon carbon disconnection. So we could get this synthol synthon is equivalent to this aldehyde and this equivalent to its enolate. Alright. So when you give this bond 1, 2, 3 cleavage, so we could get these two synthons. A1 synthon is equivalent to this aldehyde and this D2 synthon is equivalent to this enolate. Which is this enolate can be generated from corresponding ketone, okay, with the help of base. So this is how we can do the retrosynthetic analysis for this particular aldol. Okay, so let's have its forward synthesis. So we have this ketone, okay. When you treat with base, so this enolate will form. Alright. This enolate will form, it will attack and this aldehyde. Okay. So when you treat this ketone with base, it will generate this enolate. Alright. Then it will react with the molecule of this aldehyde to generate this carbonyl compound to give our desired aldol product after this H+ treatment. Okay. Target molecule aldol. Okay. So when this enolate will attack at this aldehydic carbonyl group, so it will convert into target molecule, that is gingerol. is having the aldol functional group. All right. So let's have the another example. Synthetic analysis so now we will see the retrosynthetic analysis for example this is our target molecule. So when you observe this molecule, so you will recognize the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Alright. So alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound can be obtained from the aldol. Okay. It's a dehydration product. So before disconnection, we should convert this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound into the aldol. Okay. So for that purpose, we need to do FGF, functional group interconversion. Okay. So when you do the FGF functional group interconversion for this particular alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, we could get aldol. Functional group interconversion will help to transform one functional group to another functional group to facilitate the carbon-carbon disconnections. Here, so therefore, we can use the functional group interconversion. After having this functional group interconversion, we could get this beta hydroxy alpha and this beta hydroxy carbonyl compound. So this is the aldol. Okay, this is the aldol. Now it is easy to disconnect, as we have seen before. 1,3 difunctionalized carbon-carbon disconnections. So when you disconnect this bond, so we will get these two synthon. One would be A1 synthon. Okay, that equivalents to this aldehyde. Okay, and second synthon would be this donor. This is the D2 synthon. Alright, so that's equivalent to this enolate. Ultimately, it is equivalent to this aldehyde. Okay, so this D2 synthon is equivalent to enolate. So ultimately, that enolate can be obtained from this corresponding aldehyde only. Alright. So this is how we can do the retrosynthetic analysis for this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. So let's have its synthesis. Actually, this aldehyde, this intermediate, this is an intermediate actually. The aldehyde is an intermediate in the synthesis of tranquilizer oxanamide. So its synthesis is very simple since we have only one starting material, that is aldehyde, and the synthesis is very simple because there is no need to take extra precaution to avoid the side reaction as well. Okay. So when you treat this aldehyde with base, we could get this product, target molecule. Okay. Even dehydration is happening in this during this course of this reaction. Okay. So when you treat this aldehyde with base, so you will get this target molecule. All right. So when you consider the retrosynthetic analysis for this target molecule, okay, so we could think about this disconnecting this carbon-carbon double bond as well, okay, like this carbon-carbon double bond. Even we can disconnect in this fashion, plus all right. So this is the shorthand expression we can use, okay, for this particular alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. So since this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds can be obtained by using aldol reaction followed by dehydration, so it's obvious we have this carbon-carbon disconnection. Okay, so it is the shorthand expression which can be used in this retrosynthetic analysis. Okay, this is all about the today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed this and understood as well. So in the next lecture we will see the various problems based on this carbon-carbon double bond disconnections as well. Okay, thank you.